Welcome back to the Prop Shop. I am your host, Bobby Stanley, also known as PropHolliday on social media, rocking with the GoldBoys. No football tonight. We have a basic NBA slate. We have the Orange Bowl. Notre Dame is giving 1 point to Penn State. Tomorrow is the Cotton Bowl. Ohio State giving 6 over Texas. I'm not a college football guy. I'm not going to pretend to be. I've had some luck. I'll call it luck because I don't watch enough. Hitting a couple same game parlays with some odd boosts on these things. So I was just scrolling through tonight as far as where I lean. I lean Notre Dame, given the one. They have a decent super boost for tonight's game. I threw half a unit on. If you guys are interested, it's Warren, the tight end for Penn State, 50 yards receiving. Riley, the quarterback for Notre Dame's 30-yard rushing. They boosted it to plus 175. I thought it was decent value, so I put a half a unit on that. If you have Bet365 and if you're interested, other than that, I'm not going to sway you either way. For tomorrow's game, I lean Ohio State. I was telling Tone before the show. I think they're the best team in college football. Again, that's just kind of an outsider looking in. I do not have the X's and O's of college football. I spend all my time watching NBA and NFL. Let's talk NBA tonight. It's not a bad slate. They did cancel the Laker game tonight for obvious reasons. They may end up moving the Rams and the Vikings game on Monday. Don't get me started on that. I realize this is terrible. This is death. This is destruction. All that jazz. But you play your whole season to get a home playoff game, and then they take it away from you. Obviously, it's out of their hands. They will move that game to, I believe, where Arizona State plays in Glendale. That would suck, but that's reality. Tonight, Raptors, Cavs, both on a back-to-back. No Donovan Mitchell for the Cavs. Given 14, I actually like Toronto getting the 14 in that. I was on Karis LeVert earlier in the day at 9.5 points. Got it before the Mitchell news. Then it jumped up to 12.5. I'd rather you just play Karis LeVert 15 plus in that scenario at better odds. Timberwolves and Magic. We got teased with Paolo Banchero coming back tonight. He's not going to play tonight. I think he's good to go tomorrow if the Magic are on the front end of a back-to-back. But Paolo Banchero will be back. I imagine he's going to be on a minutes restriction right out of the gate. We'll talk a little bit more about that Magic game later. Warriors and Pistons. The game just got locked on FanDuel, so someone big is out. We will take a look at that. Let me run over to my underdog NBA update, see if we got any major news. Nope, nothing on that game. But the game is locked on FanDuel. So something's going on with the Pistons and the Warriors. Trailblazers and Mavericks. I have a play in that game. Portland giving 8. I'm sorry, Portland getting 8. Denby Advija had a hell of a game last night. He's crazy talented. No Jeremy Grant. And then obviously the Mavericks are still without Kyrie and Luka for a little while. Game of the night for me, Houston and Memphis. John Morant should be good to go. I think we're still waiting on Desmond Bane, but I saw Desmond Bane lines a few minutes ago, which is a good sign. Grizzlies and Rockets, game of the night. No Jabari Smith. I don't believe Tari Eason. I know he's available at shoot around, but he's still doubtful. Curious to see what happens with Cam Whitmore. Had 17 points in 18 minutes the other night, and he pouted off the court. No affection for his teammates getting the win. He's a guy that could be on the trade block. Insanely talented combo. Call him a wing. We'll call him a wing out of Villanova. I wanted Orlando to draft him. Instead, they ended up going with Anthony Black and Jet Howard. But he's a piece that a team could add. If you're a young team building and you're looking for that identity, you're looking for a guy who could step up and maybe you buy low on. Cam Whitmore would be a guy for me. I would roll the dice on. Maybe a team like Brooklyn who's selling off pieces. Give me Cam Johnson for Cam Whitmore and throwing a couple picks because Brooklyn's just selling the farm. Atlanta and Phoenix, not a bad matchup. There's no Jalen Johnson for Atlanta. Phoenix got to get it together, man. It's bad. It's been rough. Games I think they should be winning, they're not. They have all the talent in the world. They don't gel very well. They don't know what their rotations are. They just threw out Plumlee in the starting lineup a few nights ago, and then they got Nurkic as a backup. Beal coming off the bench. The talent's there. It's not gelling. They have a great coach in Budenholzer, so I don't know what's going to happen with this team. They need a win tonight. Hawks game is interesting just from an outsider's perspective of how they're going to play out. Miami and Utah. Utah is down to the bottom of the barrel. I didn't have a play that I gave the Tone, but I do have a play in the game. If you could still get Johnny Juzang 10 plus points in that game, they are bare. The cupboard is bare in terms of that backcourt depth. No Keontae George, no Jordan Clarkson. It's Colin Sexton. It's Isaiah Collier. And Miami's a team that is, we'll call them in flux. But Utah, very well coached team. They're just riddled with injury. Oh, no, John Collins as well. So maybe not take the 5.5, but I hate betting against Utah. That's it for tonight's slate. Let's go to my first pick. And I'm in that Dallas game. I'm on PJ Washington. You can still get this line 17, going over 17.5 points for 1 unit. In the 4 games this season, without Luka Doncic against bottom 10 defenses in defending spot up shooting, PJ Washington is 4 for 4 against this line, 24.5 points per game. He's only hit this in 2 of the last 5. 3 of those misses were against Houston, against Cleveland, against Memphis. They're all top 20 in defending spot up shooters. Against Memphis, that last one, he landed on 17. He went 7 to 22 shooting. I just want to see the volume there if I'm PJ Washington and there's no Kyrie Irving and there's no Luka Doncic. This is a great spot for him at 17.5. Portland on the tail end of a back-to-back adds a little bit of value there. Could be a ladder situation. Maybe go 20. We'll talk about 25 plus when we talk parlay pieces. But I love PJ Washington over 17.5 points. It's by far my favorite play. Before we go into my next play, and I'll tease it, it's an under. Are you signing up with Bet365? You have a choice. Either get a safety net on your first bet up to $1,000 or bet $5, get 150 in bonus bets instantly. Choose your bonus by following the link in our episode description. Must be 21 plus or 18 plus in Kentucky. Gambling problem? Call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. I teased it. I have an under. I don't give unders. I do play unders, but I started the season. I went like 1-5 or 1-4 in my first 5 unders, and I was like, fuck this. I'm not doing unders. We are now in that lull of the season that I keep hammering you over the head with, where unders are a real thing. Amen Thompson, Houston Rockets, under 16.5 points. I got it at minus 105 for 1 unit. I know, Hayden, the U word. The U word is under. It's not fun to bet under. You know why it's not fun to bet under? Because we're not getting alt unders anymore. We used to get alt unders on FanDuel. They don't give you alt unders. They give you alt overs, but they were getting hammered with that. So, I mean, if I could get an alt under on this, I would have went like alt under 13.5, get that up to like plus 200. But Amen Thompson, under 16.5 points for 1 unit is where I'm going. He cleared this line the past 2 games without Jabari Smith. 1, he played 41 minutes in each of those games. 2, they were against the Lakers and the Wizards. The game against LA was the Lakers' 3rd game in 4 days. That was the one where I thought LeBron, I thought he was going to end up sitting out that game. He didn't, but they were completely wiped out. So, Amen Thompson, young, freakishly athletic. He had an awesome game. I think he went like 8 or 9 from the field. Finished at the rim at will, which is a common theme against the Lakers. So 2 poor opponents, but he cleared this line. And the Wizards are just flat out atrocious. Memphis, who he's playing tonight, ranks 15th in defending the restricted area. And I think that number would be a little bit higher if we got more Zach Edey in the regular season. When he plays 28 to 38 minutes, I mentioned he played 41 in the last 2. I can't see him playing 41 again, but I do think he'll be obviously in the 30s. Let's say maybe he gets in foul trouble, though. 28 to 38 minutes with no Jabari, with no Tari Eason. He hits this in only 5 of 12. He averages 13.9 points per game. I think this is a big Fred VanVleet game, in my opinion, at least from 3-point. And when Fred VanVleet has the green light, it's tunnel vision. In those 2 games that I mentioned against the Wizards and against the Lakers, VanVleet had 16 potential assists and 12 potential assists, and Thompson went off. He's a slasher. He's a cutter. He gets out in transition. I think it's a good game for VanVleet. If you're looking for a same game parlay piece, I really like his threes. I'm going under on 16.5. I don't think, and there's the meme I shared with the Discord, I don't think he's that guy. I don't think he's getting 17 consistently in 3 straight games. It's a tough matchup with Memphis. They're a tough out on any night. They're getting a little bit healthy. You know, we got Ja Morant. I'm expecting Desmond Bane. So I'm going under on Amen Thompson, under 16.5. Yes, I know Tari Eason is not playing. Yes, I know Jabari Smith is out. He is in the top 6 in that lineup. But maybe Ime Udoka throws Cam Whitmore a bone, gives him a little bit more minutes because of how efficient he is. Either way, I would love to see Thompson get in foul trouble early. Huge possibility, but 16.5, it's too much for me. They do a really good job defending the restricted area between Jaren Jackson and Zach Edey. So give me Thompson under 16.5. Before we go to the parlay pieces, let's hear from my boy Brad.
Wait, before we get back to the picks, I wanted to thank you all for watching. Friends don't let friends watch videos without hitting the like button. So go ahead and press the thumbs up button and like the video. If you're new here and not subscribed, you should go ahead and do so because we're dropping new content each and every day on the GoldBoys Network. We strive to cover every sport and give out picks and analysis and valuable information for free on the GoldBoys Network. So make sure you're subscribed and hit the bell so you can get notified when we drop something new. I'm Brad Thomas. Let's get back to the picks.
Parlay pieces, or the NBA version of the touchdown liquor cabinet. We got layup, three-pointer, half-court shot. With these, what I tell my Discord, what I tell the guys in the prop shop, I make a round robin out of it. It's usually 3 to 5 legs. Tonight we landed on 4. 4 is usually the standard. Do a round robin by 2s. It's a total of 6 bets. Do a round robin by 3s. It's a total of 4 bets. I think it's a total of 4 bets. It might be a total of 3 bets. Anyway, all in all, I put $5 on the parlay. I put $5 on the 2-leg combos. I put $3 on the 3-leg combos. It totals $47. 1 unit for me is $40. So I'm in for 1.05 units, and it's my bat shit. Instead of putting in a million parlays, I put in 1 round robin, and I'm all invested for 1 unit. It's not that bad. With layups is what it's supposed to be like, plus 100 to plus 200. I don't really have that for you tonight. If you want to go PJ Washington 20 plus, you can, but there's no fun in that. I'm jumping right to the 3-point, and I'm going PJ Washington 25 plus points. It is plus 375 on Bet365. Obviously, shop that around if you can, but just to give you an idea, PJ Washington without Luka and against those teams, bottom 10 in spot up shooting. I'm going to pull that up in 1 second. 27, 22, 21, 28, and 17 against Memphis. I like him tonight against Portland on the tail end of a back-to-back. I think he could be the top scorer for Dallas tonight. 25 plus points is plus 375. That is our first parlay piece. Going over to Anthony Black, Orlando Magic. Paolo's not back yet. The Magic are playing the Timberwolves. I'm going Anthony Black, 15 plus points at plus 425. It's going to be the Cole Anthony show, which is fine. Anthony Black's line is at 9.5 with the juice to the over. So 10 plus points for him there. He's a pick and roll ball handler playing Minnesota, ranked 27th against pick and roll ball handlers. They desperately need someone to step up in the scoring department for them. They're riddled with injuries. But looking at the last few pick and roll ball handlers against the Timberwolves, 29 for DeJounte Murray, 22 for James Harden, 23 for Malik Beasley, 40 for Cade Cunningham. This is all since January 4th. Black does a really good job finishing at the rim. Most of his opportunities are at the rim. Can he get to the free throw line? Can he get out in transition? If his line's at 10 and I feel good about 10, I'm going to play that alt line 15 plus because I just need a guy to step up. And I think Minnesota, how poorly defend pick and roll ball handlers, why not? So 15 plus, 425 for Anthony Black. Going to half court shot. I have 2 in the half court shot. These are, if one of these 2 hits, this is where our round robin makes its money. First one is Cade Cunningham, triple double. Home against the Golden State Warriors. Piss poor rebounding team. Austin Reeves had 10 rebounds against Golden State the other night. And that's where you really worry with a point guard in the triple double is can he get the rebounds there? So Cade at home against Golden State triple double. It's 11-1. I went over to Fanatics and I had a 30% SGP boost and I built out 15, 10, and 10. I got it to nearly 20-1. So if you don't want to do the whole round robin spiel, I like Cade on the triple double by itself. Don't get it at 11-1. Build it out if you have an SGP boost. And I think you can get closer to 21 on that. So 20-1 on that. So Cade Cunningham triple double in the half court shot. And then Tyler Hero double against Utah. He's been flirting with it. He's been flirting with it the last few nights in either category. Just looking at the assists, he had 10 and 9 assists dating back to the last 2 games in December. As far as the rebounds, 7 rebounds on 15 rebound chances against Sacramento, 8 rebounds on 16 rebound chances against Golden State. Talking about those rebounds against Golden State, prime example for Cade. I got his double-double at plus 650. Utah's a really good rebounding team. I'm not going to disparage that, but they are 27th in assists allowed. So he gets a friendly bounce here in the assist column. So I got him at plus 650 on a double-double. The last time he had one was looks like December 28th against Atlanta. December 28th against Atlanta. So within the last 10 games, he's had a double-double. I'm getting plus 650, and I'm getting Utah, which I still think they're a tough out, but in the assist column, he should get it. If you don't want to play the double-double, play 10 plus assists. But Tyler Hero double-double. These four, again, round robin them. Throw $5 on the parlay. $5 on all four of those things I mentioned pays $8,000, and that's why we only put $5 on it. But those are your parlay pieces. Some news for next week. We're not doing a Sunday show. We're going to do a Saturday morning show. We're still working out if it's 10 a.m. or 10:30 Eastern, but we are going to have a Saturday morning show, and I'll give you all of my picks, or at least all my good picks. Haha. All my picks for the wild card weekend and a couple parlays. If you want my early one, Chargers. Taking the Chargers. Chargers are, it's not an upset, but I know a lot of people are going to take a home playoff dog. No. Chargers are pulling that one out. No shocker, because I gave them out to win the Super Bowl, so obviously they have to win. Guys, I will see you Saturday morning. Make sure you're following me on Twitter, PropHolliday with 2 L's, and you'll find out where the next show is. Thank you for tuning in, and we're sweeping tonight. PJ Washington, over 17.5 points. Amen Thompson, under 16.5 points, because he's not that guy. Take care.